Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Donahoe. I'm a psychologist, and today I would like to talk with you a little bit about development. So, one thing that we psychologists like to do is figure out how and why people work and what will make us better humans and happier humans. And generally, what we mean by that is how can we connect better? Because we do believe that the goal of all humans is to find ways to connect better and make those connections better and more meaningful. So one way that we figure out how people are operating in their lives is by thinking about development. And so often when we talk about development, people think about developing as a baby and a child and an adolescent and so on. And that is part of it. That's human development, just basic development when you walk, talk, when things begin to happen at different times in your life. However, there's about 1 million different types of development. Human beings are complex creatures, and we live within systems, and we're always interacting with other people. And we used to believe that development was a linear process. You started somewhere, and then you worked your way through. But now what we understand is that there are so many different aspects of our identity, and that those different aspects can be understood and categorized all on their own and sort of separate from the other aspects of our lives. So there's tons of different ways of considering development. There's cognitive development, just the way that your brain works and how you develop as a human being in the thinking ways. There's physical development. So how fast do you learn to run and walk and things like that? And are you able to do those things? And different aspects of social development. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. So within social development, there are probably hundreds of different types of development that we could consider, that we could operationalize, and then learn more about how different people experience those different aspects of their development. The one that we're going to talk about a little bit today is racial identity development. So this is pioneered by a woman named Janet Helms, who's at Boston College, and she has an organization called the Institute for the Study and Promotion of Race and Culture. And what they do is they help us to understand a little bit more about where we are in our own racial identity development. For a long time, and even still today, a lot of people, especially white people, don't really know a lot about their race. They might know a lot about their ethnicity or their culture, where they come from, their history, and that's all really wonderful and important, but that's separate. So racial identity development really gets at where are you in understanding your race and how you interact with other people and what that means to other people and what that means to yourself. So it's called racial identity development. And basically what it means is how do I know myself as a racial being, not as a cultural person or as an ethnic person? And what they've done is really break down the different types of racial identity development for both white people and people of color, because it's different, because white people are in the majority. So that means that they experience race and culture very differently than people that might be people of color who experience the world in a different way, not as the majority culture, and who have experienced different forms of bias. So that's not saying that people who are white have not experienced bias in one way or another, or don't have other different privileges or class in their life. What I'm trying to talk about now is that when we talk about race, that white people and people of color have different experiences. Period. Fact. So if you'd like to learn more about your own racial identity development, first of all, good for you. It's always good to learn more about yourself. And I will attach a little bit of information about what it means to be a white person and begin to explore your racial identity development and what it means to be a person of color. I've attached a little cheat sheet here that you can take a look at. And I would love to talk to you more about what you think, what your reactions might have been, because this is all part of getting educated. And when we get educated, then we grow our empathy and we can connect better. It's all about fluid EQ, people, getting to know other people better, getting to know ourselves better. And this is part of getting to know yourself better. It's about self-awareness and education. So I'd love to talk with you more and hear your thoughts. Thanks.